Wealth, fame, power, Gold Roger, the king of pirates, attained everything this world has to offer. The words he uttered just before his death drove people to seas. My treasure, if you want it, you can have it. Find it. I left everything this world has to offer there.
And so the men head for the Grand Line in pursuit of their dreams. The world has truly entered a great pirate era.
Yo, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Sustainable Strawhat podcast with your usual hosts, Los and Liv.
Welcome, everybody, to chapter 1004.
Here to review, discuss the chapter titled Kibi Dango. The cover page is cuter than last week's, that's for sure, because finally we have our tiny Straw Hat member, Chopper, sharing his rumble candy with some fellow animal companions, a squirrel, and a monkey, inside what appears to be either a really giant pantry or just inside someone's home.
Looks like a cottage.
Like a cottage? Yeah,
probably inside the middle of the forest.
Couldn't pin down the actual term for it. Yeah, I was going to just say maybe one of these animals' homes, but nothing too specific.
I like how Chopper gets drawn mostly interacting with other animals and not actual humans. This scene kind of reminds me of Halloween. With me and my brothers, we would dump all of our candy out and swap to get our favorite candy. And also, if we think deeper about this panel, there should be a warning out. Please keep your Rumble Ball candy away from your children. It's like real life edibles if you think about it, because it's it should be stored in a hard box, because the Rumble Ball is an enhancing drug.
It is for the Zoan Devil Fruit users.
So to be their look-alike candy of it is pretty dangerous.
Just as long as Chopper's got a hold of them, he's the doctor. So if he's prescribing them, I'm headed towards him. The conflict on Onigashima heads towards its climax. The chapter kicks off amidst the chaos, reintroducing us to Speed. These are a special kind of dango. Do they really work, Speed? The Horse Smile headliner serving under Tama's Devil Fruit is still in full effect weeks after it was fed to Speed. She seems to be handing out Tama's dangos to all the different Smile users. Master Queen gave these to me. They should help you heal faster, she says. Briscola and his host take one as well. Briscola is the giant gorilla that's birthing out of this man's arm or forearm. It's the really obscure gifter.
I like the guy in the previous panel. He has a bulldog on the center of his chest. It's just so random.
His right side of his breast is literally a face of a pit bull, or what is that, a bulldog?
A bulldog? I am not too sure. Yeah, I think it's a bulldog breed or something similar to that.
It's just, yeah, I'm all for it, Oda, sure. If that's what you want to draw, that's what you want to draw, man.
I do like how Speed here is still under Tama's control, so that gives us a clue to how long her power lasts, because we don't actually know, do we? No,
I didn't have an expiration label on it, so it's kind of interesting to see that it's still in full effect right now.
It's been a long time. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, in weeks. Imagine if this is just for the rest of their lives.
It can't be that overpowered.
No.
Tama's Devil Fruit. I mean, she has to keep feeding it to them, or it just...
You never know. It's a pretty OP Devil Fruit. From the looks of it, you can control Speed, a headliner. We haven't tried any of the other executives or any of the Toby Roppo, but you never know. Imagine if Tama just powers up, Kibi Dango, and she controls Kaido.
Yeah, no,
we're not going to retcon the whole story like that.
Don't even say that.
That's absolute worst case scenario. Don't worry, you guys. That's not going to happen. There are many of the gifters who are already madly attracted to Speed, so without fail, she delivers to the vast numbers of gifters. I have enough for you gifters too. They also boost your physical strength. Can I really have one? As the infatuated gifters scream. Speed's smile is so ridiculously funny because of her horse teeth, but it's cute and it fits her because it's like a friendly smile.
It is, yeah, you could tell she's a horse just by looking at her face. You didn't see the rest of her body, the way her lips curl back.
And the flat teeth.
Yeah. Speed quickly gets into a serious train of thought, remembering her master begging her to take her to Onigashima so she can support her allies fighting for her country. Horsella, I want to go to Onigashima too, but no one will let me.
You have to say it.
Hee hee. Leave it to me, little master.
Kibi Dango.
Speed has her own ship, so she took Tama to Onigashima, which we were curious to see, but it was not a huge factor.
We were all wondering how she actually managed to make it there, but it's not like she flew there or anything. Of course, she got there by boat, but we were just wondering who helped her along the way. Yeah.
Kibi Dango, Kibi Dango, Kibi Don. Tama's huffing and puffing as she's plucking the dongos out of her cheek. Poor Tama, her cheeks are probably so red and sore from her continuously pulling out the dongos.
Ouch, yeah, it must be like a feeling of when you, like, chew like 5 pieces of gum in your mouth all day long, or like a whole bunch of different jawbreakers, and like how tired your jaw gets. That's probably the feeling right there.
This reminded me of Minato from My Hero, like plucking the balls off his head.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he's like
yeah.
bleeding, and this is like Tama plucking the dongos out of her cheeks. Yeah, so when he gathers the balls, let Tama gather the dongos. As we see right here, she has a huge pile on top of Speed's ship.
And bags too, I didn't see
Oh,
that.
and bags, yeah. She has bagfuls. Master, please stop pushing yourself too hard. Tama's trying very hard. If we have lots of dongo, we can get more to join our side. I want to see it. A Wano without Orochi or Kaido. A Wano where Momo is Shogun. I'm sick of always being hungry. I should be allowed to have rice too. She's having this very she's getting very emotional right here. She cries she wants Momo to be Shogun, and I do too, but he is still a kid. I'm not sure how old you have to be to rule over Wano, but there must be an age limit.
Yeah, poor little Tama. She's just hungry. She wants to have rice and a side of beef too, or pork. She's just a starving little brat.
She deserves it.
She does, and she's going to make up for it right now because we'll let the story develop her devil fruit. Tama has formulated a plan utilizing her devil fruit to completely retcon all of Kaido's lower subordinate army. Roughly, I would have to say 15,000 to 20,000 of that. Being that most of those percentages are taken up from the waiters, pleasures, and gifters. For a friendly reminder, if you had just forgotten, the waiters are those lowest in Kaido's army waiting for a chance to consume artificial smile devil fruit. The pleasures are the 90% of people who consumed the smile devil fruit but didn't gain any power, but obtained all of its detriments, including its infamous unstoppable laughter. Gifters are those with successful but obscure artificial zone devil fruit abilities. Tama takes as many Kibi Dangos as she can produce from her cheeks and turns it into 1,000 supply to take control over Speed's crew and ship in order to reach Onigashima, with Speed further developing the plan as the poster girl for promotion.
She goes around Onigashima taking advantage of her position inside Kaido's crew. Speed has already recruited Gazelleman and Daifugo, the vice warden of Udon Prison, as they both assist their higher-ups. Both Tama and Speed are handing out hundreds of dongos to essentially the riffraff of the army. We see one of the old Udon prisoners yelling at Daifugo, "It's payback time, get him!" And Daifugo is here saying, "Oh, sorry about all that, I'm a changed man, so let's forget about the past."
He's like,
that was pretty funny.
He's like crawling around on the ceiling alongside the wall. He's trying to avoid all the prisoner attacks.
This reminds me of something like Brooke would do, and then he would like move his legs really fast. Like, yo!
We all knew this was going to happen somehow, some way. This was going to happen at some point in the story. You know what? I'm okay with this while also not. It's already foreshadowed in the chapter before that the allies need to make a drastic move in order to improve their odds, given that they are outnumbered by 5 times the numbers. We have to pay attention to little context clues like this in order to figure out anything in this arc seriously, because now Tama's Devil Fruit is going to help the allies in such a big way to just help and disturb other fights with the riffraff. It's the gifters going to interrupt the big time executives fight just long enough to let, one of the Straw Hats or one of the other allies to charge up their attack and to finish somebody off, or enough to just delay somebody to catch their breath or to save somebody. This is a good move, I think.
Something had to happen.
Something had to happen in the allies' benefit, because they only have 5,000 people, which they have, 400 down or 400 men down already?
Tama's too overpowered.
Yeah, no, the allies are running a little thin, but she's kind of reproducing the numbers pretty fast. Eat this! Dig in! Come on, chew! You're all gonna serve our master. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Daifugo hits all of the previous obscure headliners that we were introduced to in the chapters before, leading up to the rooftop. Remember, there's the one weird lady inside the gorilla or the big bear. Then there's this pig man, and then also the snake headliner, the cool guy. He had like his feet as like the tail of the snake, and it's coming out like outside of his shoulder and inside his other shoulder. I forgot his name. Yeah. It's just, he gets all of these headliners under Tama's control.
Shoving dongos into their mouth, literally.
Cutting back to inside the dome, the right brain tower with Frankie and Sasaki mid-fight. General Left is doing no damage to Sasaki inside his full Triceratops transformation. Concerning Frankie, Sasaki continues his pursuit and tries to skewer the General Frankie against the wall. Luckily, our cyborg Strawhat holds the nose horn from just barely penetrating the dock where Frankie is located in the center of the General.
Where the Strawhat Jolly Roger is on his chest.
Just barely shaking off this huge dinosaur, Frankie tries to pick himself up to unload his launchers, but Sasaki's armor corps punks disrupt his attack and begin to jump on top of the General, holding him down for another charged attack from their master. These are gifters, so they are respectfully still strong in terms of just brute strength, and it is probably reasonable enough to slow down Frankie at the very bare minimum.
But right before this, Frankie, with one hand, smashes Sasaki right on the ground.
Kind of strange, huh? This big old dinosaur you just got done handling with one arm, but then how many people is that roughly that jump on top of him? Just in the panel we could see
5 or 6.
Yeah, 6, maybe 7 being very generous. Hey, you little bastards, let me go. Super, we're not your average foot soldiers. We're gifters. We were given abilities. Heh. Let go, damn it. The Triceratops is charging at me, don't you see? Damn, these shrimps are surprisingly strong.
Then the group of Tama, Nami, Usopp, and the giant Koma Inu crash into the tower and interrupt the fight slightly. Everyone takes notice of the giant crowd of enemies chasing them.
It's Frankie! Hey!
Poor Usopp and Nami's faces yelling for help, crying with fear and anxiety. I hate to see them like this. It's Wano. They should have put their big boy and girl pants on.
Frankie gets the wrong idea, and he's like, Usopp, Nami, perfect timing. Get these piss ants off, and then just gets interrupted as they're pleading for his help too.
And he's so confused. Why are so many of them after you? Things keep going from bad to worse. I didn't expect him to bring the fight to Frankie. I thought they were going to first fight Ulti and Page 1 at the same time as Frankie fights Sasaki, and then run into each other after, not bring it all together.
Right, like turn it into like some giant arena fight.
Exactly.
That's it, gifters. Keep it up. This is what happens when you face superior numbers, Sasaki says so confidently. Every battle on the island will end up like this. And his horn on his nose just takes a little ching.
A glisten. Thomas cheering. That's why I'm here, to even the odds.
As the mass army completely misleads Sasaki's team into believing that the gifters are making a pincer attack along with his group. That's when Tama makes her shocking announcement, everyone help Franosuke!
Roger that, little master! As Usopp, Nami is sticking their tongues out.
We're like, nah. Gotcha. And then, yeah, no, that's a lot of gifters. They got Panda Man in there. They have the wolf guy, the guy with the chicken's ass for his face, or Fortrix, I think his name was. And then we got this gator guy at the bottom.
I was just looking at the gator guy. It looks like something out of like a cartoon. I just can't think of the name.
Yeah, this is a little strange. And then we got a centaur coming in, where like a half sheep, half centaur.
Nami and Usopp hiding behind Tama, making silly faces. That's why you're behind Tama, you guys.
She's heated. She's got the all 10 toes down.
They don't deserve to be laughing right here.
Yeah, no, seriously, these guys hiding behind a 7-year-old for protection.
They got lucky with her, or else Nami would have died, I'm sure.
She was gonna have a broken face at the very bare minimum. Next is gonna be her crack skull.
I also didn't want to see Frankie getting any help. Come on, it would have just been great just to see the two of them fight.
Yeah. Frankie is a prideful fighter, so it would have been fine. You know, like, it does happen with him. He does get interrupted by riffraff subordinates. But, you know, when it comes down to it, it's just a mano-a-mano fight for Frankie and Sasaki, and that's all I want to see. I don't want to see any disruptions, any support from anybody.
Even Sasaki's crew helping.
Just delaying Frankie and grabbing him. That's okay. And that's just like stupid. But now having
allies, that's a whole different story because
Yeah, it's not like...
nothing's gonna shine anymore. You know, it's the fight's not gonna shine on Frankie, and now the fight's also not gonna shine on Nami and Usopp, especially right now after retreating a second time.
Right.
But they could have redeemed themselves, and Frankie, we could have seen something impressive, but now when you bring it all together, it's kind of just jumbled up. There's only one positive to this, and that's that the fights may go quicker, and we could see the allies team up wherever for the final battle. It's just a quick way. Like, Tama's Devil Fruit, this is a quick way just to get started in the Wano fights. It's right. Not an excuse, but this is ways to speed it up.
Yeah, a different manner of transition, I guess.
Yeah, now we don't have to look at separate fights. We don't have to look at Frankie and Sasuke, Usopp, Nami, and Tama. Now we look at them all at once.
It's changing the format.
Yeah, just like we're looking all on the rooftop, we're looking at 5 versus 2.
Right.
All going on at the same time. And then now we're getting the same with Frankie, Sasuke,
and
Page 1, and Ulti. But I just don't want to see that because I thought they would each be highlighted, the fights.
Right. Well, it's not over yet. You make a very good point. It's just hopefully this isn't how the rest of the fight stays. Hopefully. We want to see these fights individualized and highlighted. Everybody does. Everybody wants to see Usopp and Nami all use a finishing move on one person so they can get their title and victory too, you know?
And they can do that all in this, even adding into the fight with Frankie. I just don't want to see it added. I thought it would stay separate.
Hopefully they do get separated again.
I know Tama is extremely helpful, don't get me wrong. I like her, but not to have her have an overpowered Devil Fruit. It's not fair. But life isn't fair. The One Piece world isn't fair. So I guess I just gotta suck it up. We gotta suck it up, Los.
Yeah, same here. I don't want to rely on Tama, but you know what? If she has the ability to help save a life here, it's to the Straw Hats' benefit because obviously there's 20,000 plus people here and the Straw Hats are down to less than 5,000 right now. Not just the Straw Hats, but the Allied force.
Frankie takes advantage and shakes the gifters that are grabbing a hold of him, just fast enough to avoid the second charge attack, letting the armor corps take the full brunt of the blow. Sasuke's still left in confusion, finally letting in on the memo by page 1. All those gifters are now traitors. Why would they double-cross us? These pests must be using some weird ability. Isn't that right? Ulti jumps back into the action and claims that they are indeed using some sort of devil fruit to their advantage and control their subordinates. Nami then delays Ulti's pursuit with a Thunderland's tempo. Strike right into the heart, slows down the Pachycephalosaurus.
It's like you want to get your heads caved in. No way. Not again. Beware of lightning. Getting struck might lead to heart problems.
What's with Nami's quote? Did she steal that from Law? I think that would fit him more, not her. Hers could have made more sense by saying something like, getting struck might electrify you or burn you, not cause heart problems.
That does sound
like, okay, Law.
That does sound a little lawish.
Not Nami. I understand it's, striking her right through the heart, but that just doesn't suit her.
She's just getting a little anatomical with it.
It doesn't say, Nami, you don't even know what you're talking about.
For all you know, the thunderbolt just went right through her stomach.
Yeah, you don't even know where the heart's located.
Usopp takes advantage of their jaw-dropped faces and shoots more dongos into their mouths. Now, all of these hundreds of gifters are following their little master's lead. Poor Sasuke. He's not catching a clue as he's caught shaking his head still in confusion. Dinosaurs aren't very bright, I guess. Frankie kicks him under the chin and exposes the underbelly of the dinosaur and performs a bloody Victory V slash with the giant sword that the General Frankie wields.
I wonder if Frankie's kick is more powerful than Naruto's punch to make Sasuke's chin flat. We see the next panel, Sasuke's chin is completely flat. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, yeah. where Naruto punched Sasuke's chin so hard it went flat.
Yeah, in the anime.
Also doesn't let his horn shine anymore. Frankie got him good right here. I love it. I'm glad that he was able to perform something with the sword because what the hell does he wield it for if he's not going to use it?
Yeah, I'm glad we saw the sword. It's Wano, you have to see the sword.
Yeah, Samurai Frankie. This is epic because you could totally tell that Sasuke is actually damaged from this. He's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's bleeding. His pupils are white.
He might have to come out of the transformation right after this. His head is missing unless that tiny little aerosol can look alike.
It does look like an aerosol can. Poor Frankie. Leaving the battlefield onto the third floor banquet hall with the trapped Sanji pinned against the webbed cross. being interrogated by Black Maria. Looks like you've settled down, Black Lake Sanji. You really went wild earlier. It was cute. You're quite strong. What a shame. As Black Maria slightly compliments Sanji for being able to knock out all the male subordinates under her wing, but of course not a scratch on the female counterparts. You can put all these men through that, but you can't lay a finger on a woman. You never stood a chance against us. And we see all of Black Maria's male subordinates all bloody and battered on the floor, and the females untouched. Your life is now in my hands. Now, call Nico Robin here.
Oh shit. It's actually going to happen.
Sanji, before One Piece ends, better kick a woman in order to save either Robin or Nami. I just want to see that before the series ends. Just putting it out there.
Just a big, roundhouse kick to the face.
Yeah, and I'm glad we get to see Robin and Black Maria because that's what we wanted. But I didn't expect her to be called there.
Yeah, she's demanding for Nico Robin. She wants her head or her arms.
We see one of Black Maria's subordinates with the paper mask with the eye symbol attached to her face. Black Maria goes on to tell Sanji, if you face this girl while you speak, your voice will be projected through the whole castle. You do that and you'll be free to go. These are Master Kaido's orders.
What do you want with Robin?
Let's see, we'll surround her. Then we'll break all her limbs so she won't run away. But don't worry, we won't kill her. Not until we get what we want.
You shouldn't underestimate Nico Robin.
So this eye system is kind of characters and animals also have this paper mask taped over their face and they could visually see through their eyes. They could also talk through like an intercom system. We see an above view shot of the 9 red scabbards. Going back to the live floor, we see Bao Wang, one of Who's Who subordinates. I see them! I know where they are! As we zoom in onto the eye, I found the red scabbards. Looks like they escaped the rooftop. They all have bloody wounds. Looks like they're all still breathing though. They are behind the castle tower, in the Citadel treasure room on the 2nd floor. She's telling King as he's still flying above.
So they got away from Master Kaido. I've got my hands full at the moment. Isn't anyone else available? Someone go to the treasure room immediately and eliminate the samurai.
He's talking into his Bluetooth?
Yeah, his Beats Bluetooth that he's got, the horns are secretly just Beats.
That wing has 3 eyes right here in this transformation. Could be from the 3-eyed tribe, maybe?
Yeah, she does, huh, on her arms?
Mm-hmm.
Could be a 3-eyed tribe member. That's a good theory.
Black Maria responds, King, I'll go. I just need to finish off the red scabbards, right? The treasure room on the 2nd floor isn't far from here.
Kinemon, were they defeated? Don't you go near them, Sanji concerningly says.
Be careful. I count 10 people in the room. And we see here that she's looking through a rat's eye that's above the room that the 10 of the people are in. It's so dark I can't see clearly, but someone's helping the samurai. Take them down quickly. There's definitely somebody there. And we do in fact see all of them bloody, battered, on the edge of dying, shadowed. You can't really tell. You can tell who's who, but you can't tell.
Too detailed of the wounds and everything. They're just all laid out throughout the room.
You can't see Kiku here. She looks pretty damaged.
She down there looks dead, honestly.
Yeah, she does. Really bad. And we do see somebody else in silhouette.
Of course. Silhouettes.
Who could it be?
First and foremost, I'm sorry I'm shooting your dreams down if this relates to you. But this isn't Aneru, Anel.
Oh.
Please just don't bring it up. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It just makes no sense whatsoever for him to show up in the middle of this fight. So please, let's just be a little realistic with who can show up here.
So the silhouette we can guess is a woman. I mean, we can't guess that for sure because we can't assume gender nowadays.
There's no facial hair on the person at all, I don't believe.
And has that usual Wano girl characteristics in her hair with the strands, just the strands showing.
At first, I actually took a jab and guessed that this is Fukurokuju from the Oniwabanshu because he was just kind of, backpedaling away when he saw Orochi get his head lopped off. My whole theory was that Fukurokuju was just working for Orochi because he had to. It's either he died or he worked for him and lived.
Exactly.
So, what are you going to choose with that? You either keep all your subordinates.
You're going to choose to live.
And
hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, and live to see another day. Or you get killed possibly by getting smashed to death by Kaido's Thunder Bagua because Orochi's not going to finish you off, so.
And all this time, what have you been doing? You still can, just like Hiyori and Denjiro, you still can work for the evil and train for 20 years and then backstab them because you still haven't given up.
Yeah, you can
still choose to live.
Yeah, you can turn a new leaf right now. Do Wano some good and fight for the right side of your country.
Because some characters, if their master dies or they don't want to continue that legacy, they would rather die with them.
Right.
Instead of living to be a part of the enemy's side.
Right.
I think it's more brave what Denjiro and Komurasaki did.
Of course. Yeah, that's actually 20 years of just holding out, trying to faking it. Denjiro
hiding.
Especially.
Yes.
Like, wow, he was Orochi's right-hand man.
But even Hiyori, she had a googly eye over these men.
Yeah, she had to work in the brothel, had to kind of keep a low profile there as much as possible because luckily for her, they never recognized that she was Oden's daughter. They did take a bigger toll, just like Ashura Doji as well. They all stayed and lived the peril of change of regime in Wano, so they do have all the reason to work for Orochi, honestly. If they really so chose to, they've worked already for them for 20 years. But if they do decide to change a new leaf right now, they can do the Straw Hats and their alliance right now by doing that.
Since Hiyori was a popular character before she passed, in Orochi's and Kaido's, I'm sure Kaido has seen her, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I would guess that Bao Wing could have still made Hiyori out in silhouettes. You still could tell by someone's shadow who they are. She's saying right here, she can't see clearly, it's dark. She knows it's the 9 red scabbards, but she doesn't know who the 10th person is. If it was Hiyori, I think she would have known it was her. So I think it's someone she hasn't seen before. If it was Hiyori, I would like to see her fight, do something besides her good looks. I hope and I guess she's smart enough to train the past 20 years. She has been preparing for the battle as well. She can physically train and become strong once she became popular with Orochi, like I said, and manipulated all those men.
Right. That's a good point. The only thing here that would only work to Komurasaki's, aka Hiyori's benefit, is that everyone still believes that she's dead, but we don't actually know that everyone still believes that. So it's like a slight surprise, slight underestimating situation. Not too sure. It is speculated that it could be Toki, Hiyori's mother.
If it's Toki, this would be a huge addition to the story, and so much more can come to play with her devil fruit ability of time traveling. If Oda brings her up right here, there's so much hope and expansion for this arc. What if she can control time and go back? But since it's been confirmed that she could only go forward, I had that thought if she could go back, she would have done it to save Oden, because I was going to say right here, let's say at least a few of the 9 red scabbards died. She would show up and rewind time like 5 minutes back. After thinking about that for a second, I'm sure she would have done that to save Oden, so that thought was just like a super random one for me. It
just kind of debunks your own idea. I wish you could go backwards. That would actually help fix a lot of Wano's problems, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. But we can't get what we want, so.
It's alright. This is very confusing, but at the same time, a little understanding because someone was going to tend to them sooner or later, the scabbards I'm referencing. I thought Chopper might have gotten a couple new patients, but it turns out Law just sent them to a random ass room in the tower and just like, here, you guys are damn near halfway dead, so I'm just dump you in some empty room.
The janitor's closet?
Yeah, the janitor's closet. Someone will find you. Someone will lick your wounds for you, so. Sorry, man. I'm dealing with 2 Yonkos, bro. I understand Law's perspective. I'd probably say the same shit. Like, hey, man, if you're just going to be laid up, damn near halfway dead up here, I got it. I'm going to send you somewhere else, bro. Shambles.
I thought we would see Marco come heal them all.
Yeah, another doctor, man, but no one's tending to them. Is just going to be like a wannabe nurse.
Hopefully this person is just as a doctor as they are. And that comes to my next thought. Osuru.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, that could be her.
If it's Osuru, it would be a sweet moment. And I think she can come and surprise them and be like, you guys think I just sat here 20 years and forgot that you would come back? You think I wouldn't know my husband is alive? Like, she probably could feel Kinemon's presence. She could have trained all this time too, this 20 years. So she could have trained to be a doctor, a swordsman, and here with them. Because she's been preparing for those 20 years as well.
Right. Yeah, wow, that's totally out of left field. I would have never expected Osuru. Yeah, because, she's down to go take a blame for her husband, Kinemon, She's down to ride for him. And she could, she's
tough. We've seen we've seen her. She's not someone who's just gonna sit back.
Yeah, she might as well just show up to Onigashima too.
She could have brought so many people.
Yeah.
Think about this. You don't know that. If she's just a commoner, but she was friends with all of them, they're gonna have more friends than just her, old-time friends who still believe in them, who still believe in Odin. She could have gathered some extra people. They could have had their own ship, their own operation, following the paper that was sent out.
Like as their own operation and rallied together to go to Onigashima.
Yeah, like these last 20 years, they've been training for this moment as well. Like they had like the secret meetings. Like every Wednesday, we're going to meet at her house and train.
Okay.
And this 20 years came and they know it has, because it's spread throughout the village that they're here. So they got to Onigashima the same time they did. They might have had their own boat. They might have stolen someone's boat.
Yeah, they could have taken their own course
There's
of
like
action
different ways, so I think it could be her. Or another thought I have that could be the silhouette, just throwing it out there. What if one of the scabbards had a wife, sister, or daughter?
A newly introduced character?
It could be a relative or another trusted friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oda might introduce a new character, which I'm happy to see too.
It could happen. I'm going to place my bets on either Hiyori or Toki, but I would welcome a brand new introduced character too. Kind of, Yamato was just introduced maybe 15 so chapters ago also.
I think Hiyori, it's a good, it's like the most easiest option to guess, but it would be the least interesting. If we had Toki, that'd be so, that just opens the entire whole realm. If it was a new character, it's exciting because it's new. If it's Osuru, I think it would be sweet, but I'm excited to see who this is.
Unfortunately, break next week, but that's okay because it helps us all in the community build suspense for this reveal. I don't think it'll be anyone unexpected, but the situation could pan out a lot different than just the scabbards getting patched up. Who do you guys think this mysterious figure is? Alright, Liv, do you think next chapter for 1005 we're going to cut back and get the revelation, or do you think we're going to go, or where's the chapter going to start off?
Wow, 1005, already 5 chapters into the thousands.
That's right, baby.
I think Oda will still make us wait to see Kaido's hybrid form. So we'll stay off the rooftop and see those we didn't see in this chapter. So Brook, Marco, Chopper, Jinbei, Carrot, and actually what about someone from Big Mom's crew? Are we going to get a glimpse to see if they're making their way up the waterfall again? Or what about the worst generation? Apu, Drake, Hawkins? There's still so much going on all around Onigashima.
Yeah, no, there's different perspectives and different views we still need to see at Onigashima, and we all got a pay-per-view view of all of these fights.
If you had to rate this chapter out of 10, what would you give it?
This is pretty close to last week's chapter. I think I gave last week's chapter maybe a 7 or 7.5. This one's running along the thin lines of that 7.5 too. It's really not all that exciting for me, but I was excited to see the General Frankie slash up the Triceratops.
I would give it, like a 7 out of 10 also. We see Nami and Usopp flee again from the battle and Tama saving the day. That's more negative than positive for me, but things are being handled in a quick way now.
Yeah, it is. This is a storytelling manner that Oda is taking us down. It's alright. I'm pretty sure it'll pan out just as explosive and epic that it's supposed to be.
Okay, break next week, so that means no chapter review from the Sustainable Strawhats next week. When Oda gets a break, so do we. Woohoo! As always, thank you for listening to this week's chapter review. Come chat with us on Instagram and tell us all about your thoughts and predictions. Rate and review the podcast. Leave us feedback on how we can improve and what you like hearing. If you haven't done so already, we have 2 Wano-focused episodes out to help you understand the events leading up to where we are right now, and also our expectations for 20 main characters in this arc, including all the Straw Hats and our predictions for their bounties after Wano. So go check those out, download the episodes to support us, and share with someone who has a passion for One Piece.
Let us know, and join us next time again, back here on the Sustainable Straw Hat Podcast, with Los and Liv setting sail.
Goodbye.
Peace, y'all.
ルフィは海賊王になる男だ。